Yo, Charlemagne, we live?
We live.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the B-Side Podcast, the podcast where we spotlight the unsung heroes, the vibe curators, those that turn your regular night out to an unforgettable night. Mm-hmm. I am DJ Revy B.
And I am your humble and gracious, Mr. Dre.
Yes. And today we have another special guest, another Toronto legend in the city, one of my favorite DJs, and someone who I personally would love to play around in her closet because her fashions are always given. KillaxKels.
Hey.
What?
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
It was pretty chill this weekend. Been pretty busy lately, but this weekend was pretty chill.
Yeah. Summer is basically done, so we're going back into hibernation.
Yeah.
So
I feel like this summer came and went really fast too, in comparison to every other summer prior.
I still think we're in August, but we're going into October. So yeah.
Halloween.
That's another thing. You love a good Halloween outfit.
I do.
Yeah. And every year I say, this is the year I'm going to dress up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm too lazy.
Do you actually dress up?
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah.
What'd you go as last year?
What was I last year? Gosh, it's all a blur. Last year, I was the cool mom from Mean Girls.
Oh, I love that.
And I was someone else too. Yeah. I had the dog and everything. Camcorder.
With the pink
tracksuit.
Love that.
Blonde wig. I was something else too. I at least dress up twice.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
I loved your weekend. I don't remember. It was I want to say it was an anime character.
Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorites.
I love that.
Too.
Yeah. It was cool. Okay, you usually start off with our B-side icebreakers, just to get a taste of who you are musically. So first question is, what are 3 songs on your playlist right now that you can't get enough of?
Okay. Well, I'm always listening to old school music. So right now, I somehow came upon this whole Soul Train algorithm on my YouTube. So I've been listening to some Teddy Pendergrass right now.
Okay.
I think the band that he was part of was Melvin and the Blue Notes. So I Miss You is one of my favorite songs right now.
Thanks.
Been listening to some Blackstreet a lot lately. Before I Let Go.
You gonna sing it?
Reminds me of Keisha Shante too.
Oh, true.
Sample.
That was a bop.
And then what else? I've been listening. Well, I always listen to a lot of Donnell Jones. So right now, Where I Want to Be Part 2.
Yeah. You know what's so funny about that song is that people, for some reason, they think it's a love song. Where I Want to Be. And I'm like, it's a breakup song.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. He's basically
really
saying,
sad.
I don't want to be with you because I'm an F-boy right now. And
I don't want to hurt you anymore.
And I don't want to hurt you anymore. Yeah. Which I guess, some people should say that Offset. But
I mean, what she meant was, so people should say that not on camera, Offset,
no, Offset. Yeah.
All right, well,
I tried.
They like to do things for camera.
Yeah,
so yeah, on camera.
Yeah, those are good artists on your playlist. How about you, Dre? Who's on your playlist right now?
Right now, I've been listening to Lorna, Boy Lorna.
Okay,
I love the project.
What songs?
Gotta tap it, man.
I'll tap in.
Gotta tap in with these Gen Zs, man.
Yeah. I'm old.
Boy Lorna's really what I've been listening to a lot now.
What is he? Afro beats, R&B?
Afro depression.
Oh, okay. So he's on my
subgenre.
Yeah. You know what? I think this year my Spotify rap is gonna be on my lay for sure. I think that's what's gonna be. But no, Boy Lorna is what I've been listening to. Off the top of my head, that's what I can think of right now.
I love Moving.
Yeah, I love it. I love the track. Yeah, Boy Lorna so far right now.
That's nice.
Yeah. Funny enough, I've been going back to old Drake. There's a playlist on Spotify called Drake Bangers or something like that. And it has so I've been listening to a lot of trophies of his Young Money days. So, but anyways, that's me. What about you, Revy?
Baby Shark. let's be honest.
Baby shark, baby shark,
Yeah. What have I been listening to? Kalani's album. It's so funny. So I was listening to, I don't remember what the album's called, but I love that song When He's Not Here. And when I was listening to it, and I'm like, oh, Victoria Monet would kill this. And then I go on X and I'm like, oh, the kids were telling me that they used to date. I'm like,
that's what I've been seeing on the algorithm too, since Victoria like broke up with her.
Yeah, that fine man. Like, they were both like fine together.
They were.
But yeah, I really like Kalani's album. She's one of my favorite like newish R&B singers because she is actually, it feels like R&B music when I'm listening to her. It's not like trap-ish. It's just like R&B. And this one, it has a lot of samples in it, so it takes you back. So check it out if you haven't. Next, what's your favorite artist?
I think my favorite artist of all time, it's like a toss-up. Aaliyah is up there. Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Whitney.
Yes.
Michael Jackson. I would say those are like the top.
Those are good. That's a good list. What is your favorite album? Okay, I wouldn't say one. You can do three. That made you like fall in love with music.
Oh, I don't know about that. I feel like it's hard for me to have favorites. I don't know if it's like just me or it's like a DJ thing. So we're just moving on to the next thing. But I don't know. You were just talking about Drake and I was like thinking about Take Care, which was one of my favorite albums. Definitely my favorite album by him.
Same.
Like, you know, when you like have those moments too, where you know exactly where you were at that point in your life too. So that it was like that for me. Another album that made me, I don't know about fall in love. Oh gosh, are we gonna talk about Diddy? Because I had like a lot of the Bad Boy albums.
Yeah.
When I was really young in the 90s.
Damn, we're just about to cancel Diddy like that. Oh,
I don't think you can cancel the music.
Right.
Yeah. It's hard.
Is it an exception? Okay.
It's not an exception. It's hard.
Okay.
Because like there's a lot of artists. Like, so are we supposed to stop playing Biggie, 112, Mace?
There was a DJ that came out with, I think it's on his Patreon or something, but no Diddy edits. One of my friends sent it to me the other day, and it's just like he removed Diddy from, I guess, all the intros or whatever little verses he had.
I told you that.
Or he used like AI to like mask his voice too. So,
like, because one of my biggest records is the Every Step I Take. Oh God,
classic.
You are Jamaican and Chinese. How was that growing up? So did you grow up in a musical home?
Yeah, I would say so. Like my parents would just like blast music all the time. I have an older brother too. He's 10 years older than me. And he played the piano.
Yeah.
So, and he would also teach the piano. So he would have like sheet music of like TLC and like current things. So I would always hear him playing too in his room. But as far as me, like I don't think I would just listen to music.
Yeah.
I was just a consumer. I wasn't like, I didn't have any real talents.
Yes, you do.
Not yet.
It was just not discovered yet. Okay. So you always, when you grew up, you loved music. You were always listening to music. So when did that now transition into, okay, I want to DJ. I want to learn how to DJ. And why did you start?
I think it started later in high school, or maybe like right after high school when I started going to parties.
Okay. How old were you?
Probably, I had my son when I was 19. So it was after that, like very early 20s. I was going to university at the time and I just wasn't happy with my choices for that. I didn't feel like I was learning anything either.
What did you major in?
Communications.
Okay.
At York. Terrible. It was just terrible.
Another York DJ alumni who
communications wasn't communicated.
Dropout.
Wasn't communicated very well.
Yeah, I did that, and then I tried to do nursing as well, and I was just like, this is so not me. Because my mom's a nurse, so I thought that was going to be stable. Had just had a baby. But yeah, when I went to parties, I just would hear people playing things that like I felt like wasn't the vibe. So
I could do better.
Yeah. Or just like, let me add to this scene, you know, especially around that time, there weren't many female DJs in Toronto. And I feel like, you know, our sense, our taste is a little different, and our intuition's a little different too when reading the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt like I could add to what was going on in the industry at the time.
And so you said, let me try this. So I know you were a part of the remix project. So before that, was that why you went into the remix project, or were you already DJing, or were you self-taught?
Yeah. So at first I just like Googled some classes, and I found this scratch class with DJ Grouch. I think it was like in Forest Hill. It was probably like 3 or 4 people in the class, and we just learned that way. So it was like private lessons that I took for a long time, and then got some equipment at Long and McQuaid, and then I was like, okay, that actually I knew the DJ that was in the remix project at the time, and I didn't know they were taking DJs. I think that might have been their first year prior to me. So then I applied.
You know what? My story about remixes, I know they have a age limit. I think it's 23. I found out about the remix project as I was turning 23, and I was so pissed. Because my friend, who's also my neighbor, she's like, yeah, I just signed up for this thing. You should check it out. And I know you want to DJ, and they do it. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I saw it. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So can you tell people?
I think I was 22.
You were 22?
Yeah, about to turn 23.
For people who don't know what the remix project is, can you talk a little bit about what exactly that is?
I always describe it as a mentorship program. It's less than a year, maybe like 9 months, helping creatives and then also business. They have like a business course as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a mentorship program for people that, I don't want to say, what's the word? In less, coming from less
underprivileged.
Yes, underprivileged areas, or, you know, because I only had, at the time, even though I was at York, I only had my high school diploma, and then being a single mother as well. So,
and you found it very beneficial and helpful. Do you think it was one of the reasons why you, would you say it kind of helped your career evolve in a sense? Because you still do stuff with them. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I get clients from them still. Sometimes I'll still go to some of the scratch classes. Also, they had some during COVID. But yeah, I feel like definitely I met a lot of creatives too that I still keep in touch with to this day, and then I still have mentors from there.
Yeah.
So that was really helpful, and then just also the branding aspect. I think I took a lot of branding notes from their workshops too. Just how to like present yourself as a business, and then also just like things like logos and just things to like stand out as well. Yeah. So, and I'm into stuff like that too. So I think.
Do the remix project, did you have your name already? Your DJ name already before you?
I did, but they made me change it.
Oh, so what was the original name?
Well, KillaxKels was always my nickname from like high school.
Why?
I don't even know why.
Well,
like you played KillaxKels.
Were you fighting?
You're a fighter, like
Thug Life.
I think it was a little bit of like the spiciness, but then also just like because I like to dress up too, and then the whole KillaxKels. Yeah. I think it was like the KillaxKels thing too. It just like flowed.
She just go, I like to check people.
I feel like when she came up on the school bus, just crip walk.
No, stop. What's up? Everybody just like clears the hallway.
Oh, it's KillaxKels coming. No. It's like this skinny little Asian girl. No.
So what did they make you change your name from? Or
from KillaxKels, they said that it was like a couple people. It wasn't like remix. It was people from remix, but they asked me to change it to something more. They didn't tell me what to change it to. They told me to change it to something more commercial. They felt like KillaxKels was too aggressive, too urban. Like they used urban. Yeah, they used too urban. And I was just like, really? I'm like, but you know, because because of the branding and stuff, like I felt like I could have a contrast with that. Like once they see me, it'll be fine. And like the sound too that I'm playing. But I did change it for like a little while and I really regretted it.
What did you change it to?
I changed it to Kelsey Will. My last name's Williams. So I changed it to Kelsey Will, but I was like, that is so boring. And it was like it's on flyers. I have like DJ drops with that too. And it just wasn't it.
And then you decided to switch back to KillaxKels. Because I didn't know until recently. Well, I never really paid attention to it. I just always called you KillaxKels. I didn't know it was like KillaxKels.
The X is only there because someone has KillaxKels on Instagram. Okay. And then I like worked it into my logo. Yeah. But it's not
I like the name.
Mandatory.
I like KillaxKels. You're right. It does come off a little, but then it's like when you see you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There are other like random names.
Big burly guy. Yeah. It's like, I can understand,
Yeah. I know we all have this idea of what DJing is going to be like before we started. And for me personally, I was like, oh, I'm just going to go and play the music that I want to listen to. Like, what are some misconstructions that you had about DJing versus the realism of actually DJing a party?
Yeah, well, we were talking about it being taxing on the body. I definitely did not know that I was going to have like shoulder, neck, back pain.
All that standing.
Knees. Yeah, your knees are like.
Login equipment.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was like as mentally draining either. Like constantly thinking and trying to be as creative as possible for hours. But yeah, I thought that I was going to be able to just play whatever I wanted to, but people really like treat you. People treat you like aux cord, So I'm just like, and like Google, like you have to know every genre, every artist, every song that's ever been made, and you got to play it right now.
They look at you with such disgust when you say, "Who is that?"
Right? Like, yeah. The heckling, like all that. Like I just never, because I would never do that to somebody. So like it's just crazy when people get into that environment and then they feel so entitled.
Yeah. It's like they think they're on Twitter but in person, and they could get hit. Being a female DJ. What are some of the pain points for you that you go through? I know one time you posted all your stories about like people expecting you to smile all the time.
Oh yeah, that's still a thing.
It's still, I once had someone tell me, "Oh, you look so serious when you're DJing. You look like you're cooking." I'm like, I am cooking. Like,
period. People, I think just in general, even if I'm just walking down the street, people like a random person will tell me to smile and stuff. So I'm like, damn, do I really look like that serious? I don't know, because male DJs all the time, like they are looking mean. Like even in pictures, they'll just be like, like with their boys, like pointing at each other, whatever, mean mugging. But then it's like, for me, I'm not able, like I can't just be there, you know?
I tell them next time they tell you, say you put in the KillaxKels.
They call it Serato face too, which I like. I'm like, this is my Serato face.
Yeah, I haven't heard that before. I think one of the things I didn't expect was, people, they expect you to dress a certain way. Like, I just thought that I'd be able to, like, sometimes I just want to dress like this. Sometimes I want to wear heels.
No makeup.
And no makeup. But it's almost like as a female DJ, sometimes you can't go out without wearing makeup and you have to always be on all the time and have this certain look. And like now, like, how do you feel about like now they even expect you to dance? As opposed to like male DJs, they could just be there doing the bare minimum. But if you're a female DJ, they expect you to kind of put on a show,
right?
Is it because
like, I don't have time for that?
A lot of other female DJs or quote unquote some female DJs are putting on a show, kind of thing.
Yeah, because like it's viral moments, but
I'm trying to play the next song.
Exactly, like it's hard to like. Do both. You can't do everything at once. And I think there's a time and place for that. Like if you're like headlining a festival where you can, you're
hyping the crowd.
You're hyping the crowd and your playlist is kind of like set. You're not veering off of it, then yeah, that works. Where you can kind of dance and do choreo. But if you're in the thick of it, it's hard to do all of that at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's been very annoying for me too. And then it's like just trying to figure out like how I could maneuver through that and still be myself. Like that's another thing. It's like everybody's just kind of projecting what they want you to be as an artist. Which is something that I didn't expect as a DJ too. It's like, why can't I just be the DJ that I am?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That is a pain point for me too. How's your experience been with the industry, it being very male heavy dominant? Have you had any experience working with men who just ain't shit?
Yeah.
And don't
all the time. All the time.
We had Lissa up here and she was saying how she DJ'd a party and like guys were just looking at her crazy because she wouldn't play certain trap music in an intimidating way. And at a certain point, people are using like words like the B word on you while DJing, which is like unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've had guys like be physically disrespectful, verbally disrespectful, like even like sexual advances too while you're DJing. It's like, you really kind of have to have like security next to you all the time as like a female DJ. Like I've had guys like push up on me from behind and it's like, where am I supposed to go? Like, why are you over here?
Yeah.
I'm stationary and you're like up on me type thing. Like, I just did a podcast the other day too that I mentioned that someone had like slipped $10 down my pants after he heckled me. That was like, I guess his way of apologizing. He literally stuck his finger, like his nail scratched my side and everything. It was so disgusting. Yeah.
What did you do in that instance? Did you call security? Because
it was at Cactus Club and I just felt like I didn't feel safe DJing there, first of all. Like it just, they let a lot of things slide with certain patrons. And the DJ that was taking me off at the time. Thank you. The DJ that was taking me off at the time, he was standing there. So he saw it and he went to the manager and told them, but they didn't kick the person out. They just kind of like, we're going to keep an eye on him type thing. And they were doing crazy stuff. They were like slapping each other. Like they were so belligerent drunk.
Wow. I don't know what I would do in that instance.
So he did this and you still played?
Yeah. Like I remember feeling so hot, like in my face, and I was just like, "Don't do it." You know?
I might just close my laptop.
I would have been mad if you closed your laptop. What?
There's been times that I've walked off, but that particular time I did not. I don't know why, but
that's crazy, man. Sorry about that, man.
I think a lot of times too, when you do complain, then they somehow like.
They turn it
flip on you. And
yeah.
You're difficult to work with, or there goes Kels again, whatever. If I do snap, you know, I've definitely snapped plenty of time.
But I think we're in the season of calling people out on their stuff. Like people, no, I think people need to be embarrassed. That's it. Like,
oh yeah, bring back public shaming.
Bring back public shaming. Because
people like I remember in the era where people are not ashamed to be ashamed.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
It's both, really.
I don't think so.
Well, with all the things going on in public now, I don't think anyone's afraid of being ashamed. It's like, okay, like I'm not God. Like,
I guess, but there are boundaries that you shouldn't cross. And physically touching someone that you don't know, and even if you know them, is one of them. Like I'm working.
Yeah.
And for you to do that is uncalled for. And the venue should kick them out immediately. So you should always make your employees feel safe.
Yeah.
Let's talk about motherhood because, I'm new to the game. You are a graduate.
OG. I'm an
OG, my mentor in this.
Girl, don't follow me. Follow me. I'm still learning.
It's an everyday phase.
It is.
Your son's a teenager now?
14.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
It's going to happen fast. Yeah. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah.
It's
crazy. How have you been with juggling motherhood and like having this longevity of a career? Because it's also something where like DJing is, you're gone at night for the most part. How's that been for you? How are you able to manage that?
Well, ever since I dropped out, my parents weren't happy about me dropping out of York, but they never,
like most parents wouldn't.
Yeah. But I think at that point they were just like, okay, she tried, you know, and then they didn't ask me.
You did the comps program and you tried nursing.
Tried to go into nursing, and then I was just like, this is just a waste of money.
One year each for
2 years of communications, and then 1 year trying to transition into nursing, and then I just called it quits and went to remix. But at first I didn't even tell them that I was going into DJing, but they were always very supportive. Like when it came to just me not missing out on anything after having my son, because I was so young too. So just even like going out with friends and stuff, I've always had someone to watch him. So at night,
to get great grandparents.
Right? At night, them or his dad would watch him. And then, the only thing with that is like the scheduling of it all. So like even when it was cool before he started school, he would come to remix with me and stuff like that. Like he had no schedule of his own. But then once he started school, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm coming home at like 3, 4 a.m. and he has to start school at like 8 a.m. or whatever. So just even now to this day, like I have that schedule where it's like while he's at school, I'm usually sleeping, and then after school is like my time with him. But
then you're coming in at 3 a.m. and then you got to wake up at 7 a.m. and wake him up and get him ready. And, like,
but my parents, thank God for my parents. It was hard because we weren't living with them for a while. It was hard, definitely, because I'm not a morning person at all, especially after only having a few hours of sleep. But my parents would help with that a lot too in the mornings.
Did you ever have mom guilt, and how do you navigate mom guilt?
I feel like I still have mom guilt. There was like one trip I went on this year that I didn't cry on, which I was like, oh wow, like maybe I'm doing better. Maybe it's because he's older, you know. But like even like 3 to 5 days away from him, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you just want to like hold them again. And you just because this job is so demanding too. Sometimes it's like it's not even sometimes that it's like difficult, but it's tedious and time consuming. So just missing out sometimes or not being able to be fully present. I definitely feel guilty about that.
I know, me too.
It's the grind too. Like it's hard to.
And like, how do you find time to practice and stay on top of music and things like that with motherhood? Because personally, I am struggling with that.
That's where I'm saying like the time consuming, because people don't realize how much homework goes into DJing. So it's like we don't just show up and know how to use the equipment and know what music to play and have the music organized. Like we do all that at home, which takes hours and hours and hours, and even just listening to music and sorting through what's good and what's not, and then pairing it in a playlist and stuff like that. Like it's so time consuming. I just try my best.
So when did you decide that this is what I want to do full time, and why?
I don't even think I like decided to do it full time on purpose. I was working retail at the time, and I would always like have like 2 or 3 retail jobs at the time. And it was just getting to a point where I couldn't balance with DJing. Like I was calling in sick a lot and switching shifts, or I couldn't get my shifts switched. So I ended up just like phasing out of retail. I don't even think I quit. Just stopped going. They were just like, all right, Kels, bye.
Like, she ain't ever show up either way, so I guess.
They knew it was coming.
You said, it's not me, it's you.
Right.
You quiet quit.
I did.
And then now, so are you still a full-time DJ? How has that been?
It's been good. I still feel like I'm kind of like, whoa, how did I get here? I just celebrated my 10 years, not full-time, but 10 years paid. This past Canada Day. So that's, nice. It's been good. It feels like a blur. Because it's just been so much. But I feel like I still want to do DJing full time, but I want to like add something else creative to it.
And what are you thinking? Do you mind sharing what you're?
I don't know. Like I was saying, I'm really into branding. And stuff. I'm kind of like tired of branding myself, so I feel like maybe branding other people will spice it up a little bit.
Great natural progression. You know,
you can start with me.
I got you.
And then,
send her your budget.
No, I said she can start with me. It's like a test. Like a
intern.
I didn't say free. I said test subject. You're missing the word. You're just construing the word.
Get some experience. I'll get some experience under my belt.
Interning.
Use me for some exposure. So I guess for me, do you take your son to like gigs?
I have before.
Like which ones? Like club or festival?
He's been to
Bow Wow was in the club.
Oh gosh. No, he's been to, I think he's been to like a patio during COVID.
Oh, nice.
Like before where I've spun, but not like a club. No, he's so not into any of that stuff.
Do you ever picture like what it's going to be like one day where your son's like, oh mom, I'm going out, and he doesn't tell you where, and you just so happen to be DJing that event?
Oh my gosh. No, I don't think it would happen like that, but he'd probably tell me he's going somewhere, and then me and my friends will just like sneak up and follow him. It'll probably happen more like that. Yeah.
Do you think you guys would have like a,
and if
you was ever get to being a DJ, like a LeBron Bronny moment?
That would be
maybe.
Cute, you know?
I don't think he's into it though. No, my niece is more, well, she was showing signs of being into it, but now she's like,
like, how much you get paid? Like, how much you get paid?
Well, she's 14 as well, and I told her, I'm like, just you wait until you have to start handing out those resumes at Yorkdale, and then you might want to start DJing.
It's a lot harder now.
Right.
So would you support, if he was interested in you, would support him?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Would you support him doing it full time like you?
Yeah, I would, but I definitely would be nervous. I probably would be like a helicopter mom, especially like with the hecklers and stuff. I'd be like, don't talk to my son. No requests.
Do you know Baby Vay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see her, her mom is always at every gig with her, and I think that's like so cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd probably be like that. I would be like that too with Marley. Like,
yeah, especially like the girls.
Especially, exactly. I would definitely be like, whoa,
momager,
back up off my child now. Okay. So you recently announced that you are starting a new residency at Ace Hotel. You talk a little bit about that. Congratulations, by the way.
Congrats.
Yeah. I just did my second Saturday this past weekend. Very chill, hotel, rooftop vibes. No pressure to like make people dance or anything. It's just, everybody's just socializing.
Yeah.
I started that, and then also at STK in Yorkville. So both are very calm.
Yeah.
Compared to
the clubs.
The fast pace, like everybody's like looking for what are you going to play next type thing. So that's
do you prefer that to club DJing?
I like to mix it up. Like I've always liked to do clubs, private parties, corporate, everything, because you get bored of just doing one, or I get bored of just doing one or the other. And then also just like the different dynamics between like corporate versus like nightclub and stuff. But yeah, especially after summer, I feel like right now I do want to do more like chill things, because summer was just
busy,
crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. So being that you've been DJing for 10 years now, what are some of your DJ pet peeves?
Well, definitely when people like, I'm not opposed to requests, but
that's a big one.
Just be nice about it, you know, like, and don't be entitled. Like, don't talk to me like I'm dumb.
You don't want them like with the phone on their head with the words.
I don't even read. I'm not even paying attention. Like I've seen somebody with the phone before, and I've just like looked past them. Yeah. Like I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't in the know of it. Yeah. But just mean people. I think definitely is a pet peeve. What else? Well, I guess like dancing off beat is a bit of a pet peeve, because it actually throws me off.
Or as an individual?
Both. As an individual, I could accept it because it's like
not that.
That's just you. That's just you. But like,
stop. Reel it back and say, "You, buddy."
That's what Justin Bieber did. Yeah, no. I feel like because when I'm spinning and I see somebody dancing off beat, I'm like,
"Am I doing something wrong?"
I start counting like off beat because I'm like trying to follow them. Like, no. So then it just throws me off. So that's a bit of a pet peeve, but it's just I could just look away.
Yeah. Dancing off beat is hilarious to me.
Dancing off beat as a DJ is hilarious. It's always funny, but like Damager. Like, that's my bro. But it's like.
But he said it himself. Another DJ friend of ours.
Dances off beat?
Yeah.
Oh, how does he DJ?
Perfectly. Yeah, that's a perfect
But he's a great DJ.
Yeah, it's like.
But like.
I always felt like if you don't have rhythm, you can't DJ.
I always thought that too. You know what? The first time I saw it, it wasn't in person. I see it a couple times in videos, and I'm like, maybe it's just me. I'm like, what?
You're like, is it lagging?
Yeah, I'm like, what is he dancing to? Is it the same thing? And then I see it in person. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a thing.
Oh no!
But he said it himself. Like he's like, I can't dance. I'm like, yeah, dancing off beat is it's a thing. I always thought that you should be. If you were a DJ, that's something you should at least know your rhythm, a little
2-step,
1-2 step. How do you think you have been able to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Maintain your longevity in this game?
Oh man, I don't know. I think part of it is probably just because I'm like outside a little bit too, so. I think that's what helped me even start DJing is just being like, I just liked going to parties, like different parties too. So I didn't like stick to a certain scene or crowd or anything like that. So I think just like actually enjoying going out to parties, I end up just meeting people and then making like genuine connections.
Okay.
What is something that when someone approaches you for a gig, what are the things that you look at before you say, yes, you want to do it?
Well, there's a rule that I was taught in Remix. Can't remember who taught it to me, but there's 3. If they have like 2 out of these 3 things, then you should take the gig. And it's if the pay is good, if there's opportunity there, or if you're going to enjoy it. And if 2 of the 3 aren't there, then you shouldn't take the gig. Yeah, which I've always like pretty much lived by that.
How do you feel about the current like club scene in Toronto?
That's just that. Period. I don't know. I don't
where
know.
It's going. I feel like it's kind of gone down.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting old. Yeah. You know? So I'm just like, again, like I'm not into like some of the trendy music that they're playing. But I don't know. I always say like, I feel like we did it to ourselves. Like I remember when I was first starting DJing, on the scene, 2013, 2014. And that's when like Party Next Door and Drake and everything was like Weekend was really popping in the city. And like so many people wanted to come to Toronto for the Toronto sound and like to work with our creatives and stuff like that. And I just feel like it didn't go. The trajectory didn't go where I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, it kind of like went up and then plateaued.
Yeah. And I think, I think that a lot of us are to blame because...
you think we like didn't gatekeep enough?
Maybe that, or maybe there was too much gatekeeping too. Because I always say like people act like there's a crabs in the bucket mentality in Toronto. Yeah. And there is a glass ceiling here too. Yes. So that was going to be my
next question.
Yeah, I get it. But I don't know. I just feel like the weirdness, like what you're saying, is kind of what makes it just not enjoyable anymore. But I know a lot of people that feel that way and are trying to turn things around with their parties.
Yeah. What do you think needs to change though?
I don't know. I think maybe it's the mentality.
I think there is a crabs in the bucket mentality, but I think it's also because there is very limited opportunities in a sense that when people get those opportunities, we're literally all fighting for it. If you're doing events or you're a DJ, you're fighting for the same event, DJ or club or sponsorship and all of that stuff. So when people do get those like opportunities, they kind of want to hold it close to them. And it's also hard to trust people because there are certain instances where you will work with someone and they just mess up the whole thing for you, right? So I do agree that there is a crabs in the bucket mentality, but I think there is two things can be true at the same time.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that there is like definitely a glass ceiling. People have told me to leave the city my whole career. Like they're just like, you could be making money elsewhere, like way more money. And
have you thought about that?
Yeah, for sure. But it wasn't really about the money. For me, it was more so about like the gun violence that was happening in the city that and in the industry specifically. That made me want to leave. So like in 2018, I think was like when it was just getting really crazy too. And I've just been like in so many crazy situations at parties where people have like died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or just got shot. I know too many people who have been like impacted by the gun violence in the city.
To hear that.
And especially like for it to be at parties, that's a huge pet peeve for me. It's like, why are you coming to
like
the party to kill people?
To have fun, and it brings a whole different vibe to it. Yeah, you did mention that you've done everything in the city, which you have basically. And one of the things that I thought was cool was that during the Raptors championship season, you were the Jurassic Park DJ, the official DJ. How was that experience?
That was really fun for me.
Yeah.
And that was coming off of just like the whole 2018 situation. Like I was saying, like I was DJing a party that there was a shooting at.
Yeah.
And actually it was the one that Smoke Dog died at.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And my friend actually died as well outside with him. It was just like crazy. It was so traumatic. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Like
you were going to leave
talking to my parents. Yeah. To like take care of my son for a little while. And I was trying to like see just which city I would go to. But then the following New Year's, I got the Jurassic Park gig. Yeah. And I just saw like how much the Raptors success brought the city together and like built like our morale was lifted again. So
to quote Drake, this is for us.
So that definitely like it changed a lot for me. Yeah. Just getting that gig.
Yeah. What song do you remember? What song did you play? What was the first song you played when they outside once the time ran out and it was like official?
I don't remember.
Not from the TV.
I wasn't DJing. No, I wasn't DJing actually when they won.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was at a watch party. Oh. But I can't remember what song it was that they played. I went straight to Young and Dundas. Yeah. I was in the melee.
Yeah. Like, how was that?
It was crazy.
Did you see the plant? Remember the plant?
Oh, guy? Yes.
He was carrying the plant.
At some point, everyone had a plant. Like everybody was carrying plants around. And just jumping on, like people were hanging off of street lights, like scaling anything that they could scale.
It was a
time.
Yeah.
And the police were just like, okay, like whatever.
Vibes. Did you ask for a ring?
No.
Why not?
I got like a little fake one.
Okay. They gave you one?
Yeah, like a little fake one. But I think like you could buy that at the store.
I would have asked for a ring. Like, give me it.
I wish with my name on it. Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. What's a weird gig you've done?
Weird?
Define weird.
Whatever weird is to her. Weird implies differently for everybody.
Weird.
You just didn't know it was gonna be like that. And like,
okay, well, I don't know if this is weird, but it's because I saw him the other day and he owes me money. But the guy that hired me for throughout COVID, I was doing stripper parties, underground stripper parties. So
Kelsey,
I know it sounds so terrible now that like
you were at the Players Club.
I was
during COVID.
It was like the most random space.
Did you have
any
a mask
space.
On?
No. No, I didn't. But I didn't catch COVID.
Okay. What's it like?
A stripper party during COVID.
Yeah.
And he still hasn't paid you. That should have been your first time right there.
He didn't pay me like the last 2 payments. Okay. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. It was a good run. But
how long did that go for?
Oh, a couple months.
What?
Yeah, a couple months, like I would do like 3 times a week or something like that. Yeah.
It was that in demand.
How many people were?
There were a lot of people. They would do it like in studios, basements, gymnasiums, and like the police would be outside, like knocking on the door. Like,
knocking on the door. Like
that was like the weirdest probably situation.
You were not worried. You're just getting paid.
I was like, if we get a ticket, we get a ticket. If we get charged, we get charged. I was like, whatever, man. At this point,
were you just tired of being inside, and you're like,
that?
I gotta work.
That, yes, and just like, I need to work.
Yeah, that's crazy. Were the strippers wearing masks? Were they wearing masks?
No, I don't think anybody was wearing masks. It was a very yes,
damn,
interesting crowd.
Yeah, how was that for you at COVID? Because I know for a lot of DJs and a lot of creatives in general who their main source of income is from events and gig work, it was really tough during COVID. And a lot of people kind of just, I hate this word, pivoted to different things. How was that for you?
It was more of a break for me.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said, like coming off of those prior years of like the gun violence and everything. And then 2019 was really, really busy for me. I felt like there was like a sense of relief during the lockdown because, and maybe this is where like I started to really want to like protect my peace too. And became a little more reclusive because I was just like tired of the nightlife. And like the small talk and the flexing and like all that stuff. I was just like, I remember being in my room just like in silence and being like, wow, this is a good break right now. So at first I wasn't worried at all, but then after a while I was just like, oh my gosh, just let us outside.
You mentioned how remix was important to you and mentorship in general, and now one of the cool things I think you're doing is that you are a mentor. You recently did a mentorship program. I don't want to butcher it. It's called Learn Life with Urban Arts. Why is that? How was that for you, and why did you decide to do that yourself?
Well, I feel like I've always just taught people that people just always come up to me and say they want to DJ. But you could kind of tell too when you're DJing, like who in the room is like interested, like the way that they're like watching you and stuff. So I've taught so many people even prior to that. And it's fulfilling too, because like you kind of like, you see how much that you know also. You realize how much you know and how much knowledge you've gained on this specific craft. So I like that as well. But I just feel like also like just to go against the gatekeeping of it all too. Like I remember when I first started and like I would go and just ask DJs like, hey, what equipment should I use? Like I wouldn't ask them for their time or anything like that, but they would be so rude to me and just not want to even, or just wouldn't believe in me either and be like, yeah, sure, you're going to be a DJ. So what
do you say now?
Right? So many people are like, oh, I can't believe she really did it, like my son's father's friends and stuff. Like, oh wow, you actually did it. It's like,
people used to laugh at me when I said I wanted to DJ.
Right.
They just thought it was random. I'm like, it's random to you, but
they're like, okay, Revy's a DJ
I know.
now. Like,
I saw someone yesterday and they're like, do you still DJ? I'm like, yeah. And then it's so funny when I'm like, yeah, I've been doing it full time now for 2 years. And the way, like you can tell in their eyes are like, really? How?
So teaching is like my way of going against the gatekeeping. And then also just like, I feel like I could never repay my mentors who were just so generous with their knowledge. So I just feel like that's kind of like me paying it forward. Yeah.
You mentioned like preventing gatekeeping. I saw someone post this on stories about, it was like DJs, don't ask a DJ about like their playlist or their crate. Like that's part of the fun. Like go do your own research. Do you believe in that? Do you think that, so let's say I'm DJing a trap party, a stripper party, and I'm like, Kels. Underground.
I got you.
What's the underground stripper party playlist?
Can you send me some songs that I should play? Do you think other DJs should be doing that, or is that not DJ etiquette?
Well, I feel like obviously like ask your friends, you know, ask your circle.
Yeah.
I get emails from other DJs all the time, whether it's like their edits or like whatever it is. And I'll just forward it to my friends.
Yeah.
If I like it. So yeah, I just think that it depends what you're asking to. Like there was a DJ the other day that I witnessed ask somebody like what they quote for certain things. So it like there's certain things that you don't ask. Like you're not gonna ask about certain finances. But if I'm close enough with you, like I'm gonna help you out, you know?
That was a conversation here too. And I said, if you're close with the person, you should ask.
Yeah. Even when I started at STK a couple weeks ago, I was like super nervous because it's just different.
Yeah.
So, and they're very specific to follow like their American side too. So, when I spoke to the other DJ, the booking DJ about it, he was just like, we could sit down and like share music. And I'm like, wow, I would like that, you know? But I don't know. I have so much music. It's like, why not just give it away?
Yeah.
Like, what are you holding on to?
And I also feel like we could play the same songs, but we're all going to play it differently. Not all.
That's the one thing that's a pet peeve too. Like DJs that copy other DJ sets.
Yeah.
Which I just never.
When you say copy sets, like song for song or like
song for song.
Yeah. I've seen song for song, and I've seen.
I know you said one time that you've been at an event where a DJ copied your set.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
That was like out of body for me.
So when you say copy your set, was it a mix that they found, or like it was DJing at an event?
I was like at a restaurant and I was sitting and I was just like singing. Like I knew every single song that was coming up. And I was just like, wait a second. And I'm like, no. Because I didn't know who the DJ was. Yeah. So I was like, no, this is like, there's no way.
Yeah. Was it a mix that they were copying of yours, or?
I think it was just like maybe the playlist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you telling me that someone's at the club just writing down, okay, so she played.
Yes, people do that.
I think so.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like I could stay in the room and I could see somebody like in a far dark corner watching me. And I'm like, that person's a DJ. Like I could just tell.
Yeah.
Or they'll be standing right behind you looking at your screen, which is like when I would go and shadow DJs when I first started, they would be like, I don't want certain people behind me, like all the OGs. And I'm like, why? Like, and they're like, oh, because they're going to like watch what I'm playing. And I'm like, I didn't think it was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And then when I witness other people doing it, and then I like people in the industry that I know too, they're like, that person, that's what they're not like known for, is stealing other people's sets.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed someone play a whole mix that was not theirs. Like another DJ's mix that they took off of like YouTube or something.
And they were like,
faking it the whole time.
It's a ghetto world out there.
Yeah. It's crazy.
What it's telling me is I can be a DJ.
Yeah. Just gotta do
DJ YouTube.
Put low dance.
Yeah, I gotta do the pull one.
And fake knob.
I'm good at the fake knob. I'm good at the fake knob.
Well, you've been seen enough parties.
Yeah, I'm like, good at the fake knob.
You just have your hand there.
So we're gonna cool it down with our B-side questions. One of the questions is, what are 3 of your favorite B-side songs?
Okay, I've been listening to, I always listen to a lot of Aaliyah, but It's Whatever.
Okay.
From her I Care For You album. That one. It's very like.
It's a B-side then.
Yeah.
It's Whatever.
Yeah, that's a very light, airy song. Said I've been listening to a lot of Donald Jones, but I don't know if if Natural Thing is a B-side song.
Could be considered. It doesn't get played on like out as much.
And then you said 3.
Give me a Beyonce one. Come on. You're Destiny's Child. Give me something.
Okay, I'll give you Destiny's Child because I know you're a Beyonce fan. I'm an old Beyonce fan.
What do you mean old?
Like I'm not a fan of her newer stuff.
You didn't like Renaissance?
I will, or Lemonade. I'm not like it's nothing that I would like replay.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't.
I know.
Even Lemonade. Don't hurt yourself.
Don't force it on her. She didn't like
Sorry.
it. Don't force it.
Sorry.
Hey, it's all good. We like the single lady.
I actually
Beyonce.
don't like Sorry at all.
Girl.
Should we call 911?
Yes. I'm hurt.
She's burning up. She's burning up.
I'm hurt.
A Destiny's Child.
I think I know the song you're going to sing.
The first thing, well, I don't even know if this is my favorite, but the first one I thought of was Apple Pie a la mode for some reason. But which one did you think?
I thought you were going to say So Good.
Oh, is that B-side?
I mean, well, me.
I do like that
Writings
song.
on the Wall is not a B-side album, but for some people, like, because I know it top to bottom, but So Good is not a song that you really hear out like that.
True.
So, yeah. I can't believe you don't like Lemonade or Renaissance. I'm hurt.
She's just staring at me.
She's like,
Beyonce just,
yeah.
like, girl.
All right. The second question is, if you were to have a festival, what would you call the festival, and who would be your 3 headliners?
Now,
Well,
You're not allowed to help people. Every single guest, Dre comes up with the name.
I've
Got a name?
this is branding, right? You know what I'm saying? Like she might hire me, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is me interning
I
for a
thought
position.
you were trying to get her.
But well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I get the job, then it's kind of like,
Got it.
Yeah, I just overlook, watch her while she's working over
Got
her
it, got it,
laptop and
got
take
it.
notes. So I'm thinking, I mean, KillaxKels is not a bad festival name.
Yeah, but Cameron might too.
right.
True. I like Will Kells Kill It.
Will Kells Kill It. I like that. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
it's a festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every year, Will Kells Kill It.
What would Killa do?
What would Killa do? I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And who would be the 3 headliners? Dead or alive?
I'm really liking. Ooh. Okay. Then we got to put Biggie on there.
Okay.
I'll put Biggie, Aaliyah,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna throw Brent Faiyaz in there because I really like him right now too.
Okay.
I don't know what that festival would look like, but
It would be a vibe. Yeah, it would be a vibe for sure.
Parking lot would look very different. All kinds of ages.
yeah, different days. Saturday would
Yeah.
be Biggie, you know, and then
Aaliyah on Sunday.
right.
Yeah.
All right, last question. All right. I had one, but I've changed it over the course of the episode. And both of you can answer to this. And we can probably get the audience too if they want to. But
We have an audience.
well, we have
Okay.
a team.
One day.
Oh,
Yeah.
a team. You are trying to explain. So you have a son, right? And he's talking about girls. And you have a daughter, and she's in the future talking about boys. And you want to explain what a boyfriend or girlfriend is to them. What song are you sending to them
That's hard.
to explain men or women?
Ooh.
Lauryn Hill, doo-wop. That's
That's a good one. That's a good
the
one.
first thing that came to mind.
Sorry, what song?
Lauryn Hill,
Doo-wop.
doo-wop that thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been 3 weeks since you've been looking for your friend.
Okay.
One to never call.
Better
Wow.
watch out.
Yeah.
That's the song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to steal your.
So what's a Beyonce? Put a Beyonce Lemonade song out there.
Ooh, don't hurt yourself. Well, if he breaks your heart, don't hurt yourself. And then if y'all in love and whatnot, Lemonade. I love what's that song? All Night Long.
Oh, actually, I don't mind that song.
Yeah. I don't like your tone. I don't mind.
Like I don't
It's like I
mind
don't
it.
mind that song. It's a great song. Okay, you should go back.
I'm gonna re-listen.
Yes,
You're
go
gonna-
back and listen to Renaissance.
I've heard Renaissance fairly recently, but I'll go back and listen to Lemonade.
You were at the Renaissance Groove Party.
Well, I like Heated. I like Cozy,
Okay, yeah.
but I'm not gonna like replay it.
She gave me to what your playlist was going to look like.
Virgo's Groove. No.
Yeah, I played that the other day at SCK.
Okay. What else? You know what goes well with Virgo's Groove?
What?
Here I Am.
Ooh,
Ross?
yeah. I was playing that with I was going to like some disco vibes
Yeah.
with like Robin Thicke and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is the end of our episode. Thank you so much for being here. So at the B-side, we like to give our guests their flowers. Because like you said, you've been doing this for 10 years. You've been doing great and amazing things. And we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you. And congratulations on the podcast.
Thank you. Stay tuned for KillaxKels' B-side mix. We can't wait to hear it. It's going to be lots of Beyonce, Avi.
I'm going to be taking notes in the back.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to have like a phone over your laptop. So we can just, like,
so you can just steal everything.
Yep. And then I'll be a Killer Dre.
Stealing my branding. Look at
Brandon, DJ name, everything.
If it works, it works. Like why? Like if don't break it. If don't break it.
Don't break what is. Yeah.
Exactly. So
I agree.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye, y'all.
guys.
See y'all.